Hello and welcome to the Okie Sense channel. There are a few reasons why I started this channel. Namely, I'm sort of a frustrated writer that I don't really have time to write because I'm working or hobbying all the time. So I thought this would be a good stopgap measure to throw some content out there and see if anything sticks, and I'll probably write a book later about it. Secondly, both of my kids are now college age, and I've always wanted to put in writing, or in this case, a video format, some rules for life for them, some suggestions, and impart some wisdom that they'll have long after I'm gone. Now, I'm not dying or anything, but I wanted to get this out there as soon as I could while they're still young and still listening. And lastly, there's obviously in the world today, we've got some polarizing forces. We seem to be led by the extremes, and I just like to bring everybody back to the center and just talk some common sense and what I call Okie Sense. So here's some of the verticals that we're going to go over on this channel, and we'll start off with marriage and relationships. Now, my wife and I have actually taught a preparing for marriage class off and on for 20 years, and we'll use some of the content that we used in those classes, and that's everything from how to choose a mate, what red flags to look out for, who is not a mate, and also, I think most importantly, some rules of engagement while you're in public for both you and your spouse. I think these rules are necessary so you don't get yourself in trouble and your spouse doesn't get herself or himself in trouble. Secondly, I'm going to talk a little bit about parenthood. Now, I'll be completely candid in this vein because I've made a lot of mistakes raising my own kids, but a lot of stuff I wish I could undo, but we'll go over all of that. I'm also going to probably concentrate on fatherhood because I think that is an important area that we're not really concentrating on. The importance, even if you have split and single parent households, the importance of a mother and a father figure in the household or in that kid's life. Third, we'll talk about business and career growth. I don't know how much I'll really get into investments, but that would be in this sphere as well. But we'll go over career planning. We'll go over how to start a business, being an entrepreneur, or even if you're working for an organization, how to lead from the position you're in when you're not in leadership. Next will be a lot of the topics that I've spoken on in the past that they really don't have a home base, but we'll just call this the mini TED Talk sphere. So like 10-minute or less talks or teachings that I really believe in, that I just wanted to put on in video format and hang on the site here, but there really was nowhere else to put them. Christianity, the Bible. I'm a Bible-toting Christian. If you're not, don't worry about it. I'm going to confine that to this sphere here, but I believe the Bible has a lot to say on all aspects of our life, and this is where you can go to see what I talk about in the instructions the Bible has for us. Next is food and nutrition. Now, I've been studying food and nutrition for over 40 years, dating back to my junior high wrestling days when the first time I started losing weight. And there's so much noise in the marketplace now. You've got the big food lobbies. You've got a lot of studies that are happening. People really don't know where to turn for this, and I'll help you shake through a lot of that noise, and we'll talk about how to stay healthy from the inside out. We'll also talk about some of my hobbies. I'm an avid cyclist. Don't do much racing anymore, but I still put in about 150 miles a week. I also love to race sailboats, and I'm a golfer, so we'll talk about a lot of the hobbies that I've got going on here in that sphere. We'll talk about resistance training. Now, resistance training, especially if you're over 50, is very, very important. But we'll talk about anything from starting your training in high school to sports-specific training. We'll also talk about what to do when you get older and into those senior years. That's where I am right now, so we'll talk about all of it. Lastly, we'll talk about travel. Now that the kids are out of the home, my wife and I will probably be doing a lot more traveling. I'm an avid hiker and backpacker, so I'll talk about some of the long hikes I'll be doing coming up, the John Muir Trail, Colorado Trail. So we'll probably do some gear reviews, some do's and don'ts in traveling. So that's what this sphere is for. So obviously I've thrown a lot out there that we're going to try to cover this year or next couple of years. So, and we may add to that as we go on, but please feel free to subscribe and hit that bell icon. And when we drop videos, hopefully a couple times a week, you'll be notified. We appreciate you.